Hello scholars, welcome back to the Kemet Maasai Academy. We are continuing our motivational videos. Student motivation. I am going to be reading as usual from the Student's Master Plan, Hardcore Rules for a Lifetime of Success. The topic that I'm reading today is Read as you write. It's a pretty short passage, to the point. Read as you write. A good teacher will want to try every possible avenue to reach her students, acknowledging the fact that each of us learns best with different modalities. So, to get a lesson across to everyone, the teacher must decide to use visual modalities in the form of charts and videos, auditory modalities from oral explanations and discussions, and so on. She may also want to give notes through dictation or by writing on the board so that students can have something tangible in their books to revise later. When writing notes from the board, it is very important to read as you write. Don't just absently transfer the notes into your notebook without trying to process what is being said. Read each sentence, process it, then try to write it from memory, always glancing back to double check. This may seem time-consuming at first, but it is a skill that can be honed to good effect. It is better to process and understand a half of the lesson than to write off the entire lesson from the board and understand nothing. Now, especially in today's world of technology, where every student has a phone pretty much, it's a very big habit nowadays to just take out the phone and snap pics of the lesson on the board, whatever is written on the board. Instead of writing the notes, students just back out their phone and they snap a pic, and many times they don't even go back to look at the pics. Now, the process of writing, of handwriting especially, is very important. I'm speaking to you not just as a teacher but as a writer. Now, when I'm writing my books, I don't type the book first. I have tons of notes, and the process of handwriting those notes, it does something. It's like it makes you more intimately connected with whatever it is that you are writing. Remember, I believe your handwriting is a part of your spiritual exchange. That's how I look at it, right? When you write something in your own handwriting, I believe you remember it better. You have a stronger bond, let's put it that way, with it. And I've experienced that in my writing. Many writers nowadays, they don't bother to write things, to scribble notes. Or everything is just on the laptop or on the phone or on the tablet. To me, you're missing a step, an intricate, intimate step when you do that. That's my opinion, right? Maybe you have a different opinion on that. But I would encourage you as students, even if you have your phone that you can take out and snap a pic, even if you're allowed to have your devices in class where you're typing stuff up, at least some part of your recording of the lesson, let it be in handwriting. Go back to the old-fashioned ways. Sometimes the old-fashioned ways are the better ways, right? When you act, and while you're writing, you're supposed to be reading it, not just writing it down. Some students love to have ton load of notes. As soon as you start talking, they start writing or typing. And they're not even listening, they're not even trying to process what the teacher is saying. They just love to know that they go to school and their book is full of notes. They don't go back over the notes, whether during class time or in their spare time at home. They don't make time to review the notes, to go through it, to see if it makes sense, to see what further information they can add to that. They don't process it at all. Many times the students go to school, they write down the notes, close the book, and they don't see that book again until the next class when they're opening the book to put more notes into the book. What is the point of that? What's the point of that? And for the slow writers, when you're writing notes from the board, try to remember an entire sentence or two sentences. The better you get, you're going to be able to memorize one or two sentences and write that down, rather than one word and you look up and you write that one word, you look for another word. That is going to take you forever. That's going to take you forever, and you will not last a day when you get to the higher levels where all the notes will be erased if you can't keep up, right? So you have to learn to write fast, right? Always read over what you have written. If time is a factor, write it down, then read it over later. It is extremely important that the lesson makes sense to you. Teachers are prone to error just like the rest of humanity. Your teacher may have written nonsense on the board without realizing, and you may be the one to point this out diplomatically, saving everyone heartache later. Your teacher will thank you, and she will recognize that you have more than a passing interest in your work. So many times the teacher will put something on the board, and remember, teachers are humans. We make errors. The teacher may be writing fast or whatever the case, and she makes an error. Oftentimes the studious scholar will point out to me and say, "Miss, I think you left out a word. Miss, I think you made a mistake." Even a spelling error. We're all humans, we make mistakes. And especially if you're going fast, you're likely to make a mistake. There's nothing wrong with pointing out to your teacher that he or she has made a mistake. Just do it diplomatically, respectfully. There's a way to do it. And if the teacher is, an honest teacher and wants the best for you, he or she will acknowledge that, yes, thank you, I've made a mistake. Thank you for correcting it so that everybody can have the correction, right? So we don't all leave with the nonsense. I'm grateful. I'm always grateful to my students when they point out errors so I can correct them on the spot so everybody can have the correct thing in their book. Now, these are the sharp students who are reading as they write, and so they are able to pick up, right? They are able to pick up any errors. So make that habit. As you write, read it to yourself. Read each sentence before you write it. See if it makes sense. See if there are any grammatical errors that you can pick up. You're not going to always be able to pick up these errors, but you might. Grammatical errors, spelling errors, errors of accuracy in terms, for example, in mathematics, there can be a miscalculation and it's an honest mistake. It doesn't mean your teacher is stupid, right? It doesn't mean your teacher is stupid. Everybody makes mistakes. No matter how good you are at math, you can make a mistake in your calculation. It can happen to anybody. So you need to be sharp and have your teacher's back. Yes, you need to have your teacher's back. You need to be that kind of scholar who is going to be sharp and alert and see. You should be doing the calculations while your teacher is doing it to see if it adds up. You should be that kind of scholar in the class, and your teacher will come to rely on you and appreciate your presence in the class, right? And don't allow technology to take over that very intimate bonding between you and your word. Use those hands of yours. Get that pencil, clutch that pencil or that pen, and write your notes at least some of the time. I believe it helps for you to remember it better when it's in your handwriting. That's your spirit on the paper. Yes, I'm talking. This is a writer talking, so I'm sure you're hearing my passion for writing coming out, right? But yes, your spirit is transferred to the paper through those fingers of yours when you actually write it. Alright, if you have been motivated by this video, please share it so other students, teachers, parents can be motivated as well. And remember, the Kemet Maasai Academy channel has motivational videos as well as mathematics videos from grade 4 to grade 11. So you need to take advantage of that. You need to subscribe to the channel and you need to click that notification bell. So as soon as a new video comes out, you are alerted. So you can stay on top of things and you can stay ahead of your class, ahead of your teacher. That's the kind of scholar you want to be. Am I right? Yes, I know I'm right. That's the kind of scholar you're aspiring to be, who stays ahead of the game. So we have dozens and dozens and dozens of mathematics videos. Take advantage of them. I'll see you in the next video.